second to 5 or 6, 4 or 5 chapters are immediate answers. So sixth verse is amazing verse, which we all know. Savai pumsam paro dharmo ito bhakti ahaitiki atma suprasidati. Only if one is engaged in the service of the Lord, one can be satisfied. If Lord is in the center, then everything will be happy. If Lord is not in the center, we are not doing it for Him. If we do it afterward, then still it is a problem. Yes, that's what the Bhagavati Adha means. First you submit to the Lord, then you do it. Then it will not be a problem. But if you do it, first you do business, first you do the work and everything, then if some results will come, I will offer, then it's a fruitive activity. It's not a really pure devotion service. That's not going to be pleased. It's not going to be, we're not going to be happy. It will cause anxiety, frustration. So that one has to know that. One has to achieve, this is called out throughout Srimad Bhagavatam, everywhere it is mentioned. So, in the fifth canto also, Roshar they are saying the same thing. Pritarna yavat mai vasudeve namuchyate deha yogena tavat. Because avidya atman upadiyamane evam karma vasham prayunte. Because of fruity mentality. I want to enjoy. Even the name of bhakti also, yes. We want to get some desired results. But result is up to the Lord and Guru. Result is not up to us. Our duty is to engage, to please Srila Prabhupada, to please our spiritual master, to please authority and sadhus. That we have to do. What will come, what will happen, result, whether one person will show up for the class or whether one person will take the book or not, we don't know what is going to happen. We can only do. But if you are attached to the result constantly, then it is going to be a problem as well. Then we will not be happy. Many times the same result will not come. Even for Prabhupada also, sometimes nobody showed up except disciples who has advertised. But Prabhupada was nothing has changed in his appearance, in his behavior. He was as normal as daily. So he said in Nardamani, you didn't see Nardamani. So that's what it, because he's not looking at the results. He's doing for the pleasure of the Lord. So that's why one has to submit before. And one has to be in the association of Sadhu and Guru. If that is not there, then constantly, then it's the same problem. We all will go through. We will execute bhakti only in the mode of passion and ignorance. We can't execute even in goodness. So that will, then we can't transcend the modes. That is the point is being made here. All become completely satisfied. Only one develops devotion service to the absolute truth. Adokshaja means adakshaja, iti adokshaja. Blunt senses one cannot understand. That's why there is a pratyaksha, paroksha, aparoksha, adokshaja, aprakruta. Knowledge is also at those 5 levels. Adokshaja at the 4th level in this material world. When you go to spiritual world, aprakruta, because you can't see what's going on. Only Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur can tell what is going on in the spiritual world, what is going on the moon planet, anywhere. Because the eternal associate can tell what goes on there. We can tell because we don't remember even what we did yesterday. What can we tell from the spiritual world? That is aprakruta knowledge. So, yes, they can explain. Prabhupada, any question you want to ask to Prabhupada, Prabhupada immediately could reply because he's directly in touch with the Lord. So, Shabda Brahma, he can speak. But ordinary person cannot speak, conditioned soul cannot speak. So, there is the difference. So that's why we need Guru. If one can develop his unflinching love for the transcendental Supreme Personality of Godhead, that can give complete satisfaction. Unflinching, unalloyed, undeviated. Prabhupada uses this word, unflinching. That means day in, day out, it has to be done. Tivrena bhakti yogena. If you are full of desire, no problem. If you have no desire, no problem. You want to liberate it, no problem. But it has to be tivrena bhakti yogena. Tivrena means intense devotion. Internally, not a show, not outside, but internally it has to be there. A serious desire to please Prabhupada, serious desire to please the Guru. If that is there, then you will be satisfied no matter where you will be thrown, where you will be placed, what situation will come in your way. You will be always satisfied. Otherwise, this worry will go on all the time. Despite we are performing bhakti, yes, everywhere, in the office or business or family, anywhere you go, you get on a bus or train, wherever we go, we can tolerate, we can be satisfied, we will be always in a complaining mode only. So So that's it. There has to be unflinching love. By the sadhu's mercy only. Sadhu and Guru's mercy, there is no way because we can't understand the Lord. So because we are not directly in touch. Only Guru and Sadhu's mercy, then we can, because Guru is directly in touch with the Lord. That's Srila Prabhupada. So that's why by understanding from him through his purport, through his books, through his Vani, through his memories, through his letters, then we can start to understand actually who is this Krishna, Supreme Personality, who is this personality, what activities does, what is his love look like, what is compassion look like, what is mercy look like. Otherwise, we have no idea. Theoretically, we know, but practically, we have no idea. Otherwise, why will we not surrender 100%? If we have idea, we claim to we know. We claim we are devotees. We claim we are Vaishnavas. But rather, we are not on that actual platform. If we know, then we are 100% surrendered. Why you are failing? We are faltering every day. That means 100% surrender is not there. So you can't blame the Lord. You can't blame Guru. Why this is not happening? Why I am not progressing? Why I am not advancing? Because we are not 100% surrendered. We are not submitting. So that is the problem. So that's what Prabhupada is writing. Painstakingly is writing. See this verse, not this verse. Look at the first Krishna book, what Prabhupada is writing. Beautifully writing. Simple point, it's amazing. It's a wonderful point. The art of focusing one's attention, that's every day you have to read. We all have to read every day. Not a single day you can miss. If you don't, then when the sharpen is not there, then Maya rust will come. Then we can't act. We cannot be satisfied, even one day. The art of focusing one's attention on the Supreme and giving one's love to Him is called Krishna consciousness. We have inaugurated Krishna consciousness movement so that everyone can satisfy his propensity for loving others simply by directing his love toward Krishna. The whole world is very eager to satisfy the dormant propensity of love for others. But the various invested methods like socialism, this is what people are interested. No, I don't want to come to temple. I don't want to worship God. I simply help people. That is a great thing. Why do you need to come to temple? Why do I need to chant? Why do you need a guru? But none of these can satisfy. Socialism, communism, altruism, humanitarianism, nationalism, along with whatever else may be manufactured for the peace and prosperity of the world. That's what Prabhupada didn't agree. Many big yogis, Yogi Bhajan, our Ambrish Prabhu said, Yogi Bhajan from Punjab, he came, he wants to create the whole united, bring everybody. He has his idea. He has his own idea, not Krishna's idea, he has his own idea. Prabhupada reiterated, no, do you understand Supreme Lord Sri Krishna absolute truth? He didn't understand, so Prabhupada didn't agree. So that is the point. You can come up with your own slogan, but it's not going to work. Manufactured for the peace and prosperity of the world are all useless and frustrating because of our gross ignorance of the art of loving Krishna. Only Sadhu knows, Acharya knows, Guru knows. We have to understand from them only because we don't know. We don't know how to love Krishna. Generally, people think that by advancing the cause of moral principles, religious rights, they will be happy. Others may think that happiness can be achieved by economic development. Yes, everybody is working so hard. I don't have time for chanting. I can't wake up. I can't hear. I have no time. You tell 100 times, still the same thing. So it happens. Because everybody is running after different things. Not following Krishna's direction, not following Prabhupada's direction. Then what can you expect? How can you expect happiness? You can't expect it. It is not possible. At others think that simply by sense gratification they will be happy. But the real fact is that people can be happy only by loving Krishna. There is no other way about it. Krishna can perfectly reciprocate one's loving propensities in different relationships called milos or rasas. Basically, these are 12 loving relationships. Further, Prabhupada goes explaining this, but this is the practical point. Krishna has to be in the center every day. A day has to start with it. Day has to end with this. So that's what Prabhupada is repeatedly telling, read my books and chant the holy names. Hear Srimad Bhagavatam in the morning, hear Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the evening, Krishna book in the afternoon or in the night. All these things, Prabhupada has stipulated it so that, otherwise we'll do something else. Now the another point, how do we do it? This is not the verse. This is a famous verse. Beautiful point, beautiful purport. How can we come to that perfection? How can we follow every day? We have to associate with others. Other day give the example in another class. The same thing is mentioned in a different way. 11.3.23. Nimi is being told, King Nimi, by Nava Yogendras. सर्वतो मनसो असंगम आदौ संगम च साधुसु दया मैत्रीम प्रश्रयम च भूतेषु अद्दा यथोचितम. A sincere disciple, we all have to become sincere, should learn to disassociate the mind from everything material and positively cultivate association with his spiritual master and other saintly devotees. He should be merciful to those in an inferior position to him, cultivate friendship with those on equal level, and meekly serve those in a higher spiritual position. Thus, he should learn to deal properly with all living beings. Prabhupada is quoting from Madhvacharya. What is the time? 6:48 we have time. So Madhvacharya is quoted from the Garuda Puran to demonstrate that within this universe, those who take birth as demigod, great rishis, pious human beings are all considered Santa. According to Bhagavad Gita, famous verse 2.47, I think, Traigunda Vishaya Veda Nistraigunda Bhavarjana. The Varnashrama culture described in Vedic deals mostly with living entities who are struggling with three modes. So the Vedic literature teaches such conditions so the material happiness can be achieved only through pious works. In this sense, demigods are to be considered the most pious living entities within the three modes of material nature. The rishis are great saintly mystics of the universe who are able to travel at will to various planets to cultivate mystic powers are to be considered somewhat below the demigod, and those human beings on the earth who perfectly execute Vedic rituals are to be considered in the third or lowest category of Santa or saintly person. But a devotee of the Lord is beyond the three modes because he is doing unflinching, undeviated, unmotivated devotion service to please the sadhu and guru. Acharya, one who engages in full devotion service, who does not fall down in any circumstance. That is what unflinching means. Now the main point comes from here, as per Lee. Look at this example and Prabhupada's amazing purport here. Garuna Purana Visheshata Swattamesu Vina Sangam cha muchyate Swanicheshu tu deveshu Vina Sangam na puryate. One cannot be liberated without the association with a pure devotee of the Lord. And unless one shows mercy to those in an inferior position, one's life will be superficial. In our practical experience in the Krishna consciousness movement, those who are expanding their mercy by preaching the message of Krishna are making rapid spiritual progress, and their life is filled with transcendental bliss. Those who neglect the quality of mercy, being uninterested in the missionary activities of Krishna consciousness movement, are not filled with transcendental pleasure, as described here by the word puryate. Not being filled with spiritual pleasure, surely such persons attempt to fill their lives with a material pleasure through sense gratification and mental speculation. Association with women or reading innumerable mundane novels, newspapers, news magazines, so on. According to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the preaching activities of the Krishna conscious movement are Anandambudi Vardhanam, Pradipadam, Purnamrita Swadanam, Sarvatma Sanaparam, Param Vijayate, Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. So that's why we have to execute on behalf of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we have Sri Prabhupada and Guru and Sadhus. The ever increasing ocean of bliss. Missionary activities are based on the principles of dayam or mercy to those who are fallen. Those who are actually preaching become enlivened by associating with other preachers. This also has to be under the guidance of Guru and Krishna and Sadhu. If this is also done, there are many. Even Prabhupada, there are many. But if you look at the history, even many of them couldn't continue. Couldn't continue. When there is no submission, whatever preaching, whatever you are doing, so it is only because of Srila Prabhupada and spiritual master. Minute you take them out, your submission is not there, you are not offering results to them after doing things, then you will be fall down also. Anybody, doesn't matter how big one may be, Goswami, whoever he may be, when the submission is not there. So that's what we see the result also. Even in Prabhupada's disciples also, yes. This can happen to anybody when the submission is not there, before and after. Always constantly in guidance. What spiritual master says, that's what we have to do exactly. Not an inch we can move. If we do, something else is going to happen. You cannot perfect. You cannot be satisfied. You cannot be happy. It's not possible. So that's why we have to be completely in line with the Acharya. That is the point. This principle is called Maitri or friendship among equals, the power to carry out such preaching activities as well as the proper guidance for distributing Krishna's messages comes through the principle of prashrayam, or humble service at the lotus feet of spiritual authorities such as spiritual master. Even if they fell down also, they are going to continue. They are not losing it. But why to come to that platform? So that one has to submit first to the Lord and Guru and take the guidance. And once you do the activity also, after that also you submit. You go back to Sri Prabhupada and Guru and submit. This is result because of your mercy only. Please allow me to always, every day, you always keep me in shelter and service of Guru and Sadhu, every day. Always. Doesn't matter if you want, if you desire so, you can take me back, come back to Godhead. Whatever you want, yeah, your desire is, I am always at your service. You engage me in whatever really. It is your plan. I don't want to plan differently. Your plan is my plan. You submit every day, then we can be properly situated. If we don't submit like that, there is no way we can become happy. We can't execute, we can think, we can desire, we can plan hundreds of things. We can't execute much. And neither we can get the right result either. Problem is submission is lacking. Before and after submission is not there, then finished. Bhakti cannot be executed. If we are so strong, then we will not be here in the material world to begin with. So that's why we have to submit. Repeatedly we have to submit. Then only. As well as the proper guidance for distributing Krishna's message comes through the principle of prashrayam or humble service. Now that humble service means submission. At the lotus feet of spiritual authorities such as spiritual master. If one preaches Krishna consciousness sincerely, see, this is why Prabhupada writes, under the guidance of bona fide spiritual master and in the company of fellow preachers. See, Guru is not enough because we are not so exalted that what Guru says you can follow. If the other preachers or other sadhus are there, then we can be corrected, we can be chastised, then we will be follow the right path. Otherwise, we will move here and there, do whatever we like. So that's why we need so Guru along with Krishna and Guru, sadhu is needed as well. Very important. Preachers, one is perfectly fulfilling the statement of this verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Thus, you will come to the point of Sarvato Manasva Sangam, a complete detachment from the illusion energy of the Lord. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has stated, Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha Sarvasiddhi Hoy. By becoming attached to the devotees of the Lord, one will achieve all perfection of life, going back home, back to Godhead. This is a simple thing. But how many times we see that seriously? Very few times. And you can't expect them because if you are not serious enough to follow what Prabhupada is telling repeatedly, secret, this is secret of success, this is ultimate perfection, then we don't want to follow his point, then we are on our own. We are not under the guidance of Sri Prabhupada's mercy. If one neglects the order, see, immediately writing, one neglects the order of Supreme Personality by engaging in sinful life is certainly not merciful. One who ignores his eternal status as part and parcel of Supreme Lord and who instead covers himself more and more with material illusions in the form of temporary designation, I am American, I am Russian, I am Indian, I am black, I am white, I am so on, certainly killer of his own soul, a temple commander, you add everything. All these titles, who has given you? Take out your tilak, take out your dhoti, kurta, then who is going to give you respect? Anybody give you respect? No one will give. So where have you gotten it? From spiritual master and Prabhupada only. Without that, nobody is going to give anything. You name it, donation, whatever you name it. Because everything is happening because of the Lord and Prabhupada and the spiritual master. If they are not there, there is nothing is going to happen. We can't do anything, not a single thing. That's why submission is required. Then we can become happy. We can advance. Anarthas can be kicked over. Then we can perfect. And that is the point Prabhupada is repeatedly making again and again in his purports. Otherwise, this is designation, any designation, material designation, even the spiritual practice also, there may be designations which are needed, but if you become too attached to it, then the same problem will come. Yes, as much as material designation, even in this designation also it will cause a problem. Because we will have independent plan, then it's a problem. So if it is not aligned with Prabhupada, so, but because we are now in the state of ignorance, we have no idea whatsoever of the fruitive actions or present activities, ignorantly boasting that one is not harming others without an awareness of subtle laws of nature does not make one religious person. One becomes religious by surrendering to the laws of God as they are stated by the Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita. As long as the living entity is infatuated with his own mental speculations, this is the first principle, 2.55 Bhagavad Gita speaking. Devotee means no more mental speculation. What Guru says, what Krishna says, what Sadhu says, that only should be done. Anything else you do, that is simply mental speculation. That's it. And that's why always you have to take the guidance. Always, because there are enough sadhus. Especially in our temple, we have enough sadhus we are getting. Dinabandhu Prabhu is going, Gaurang Darshan Prabhu is coming, and next week Gaurang Prabhu is coming. So many sadhus are coming. So we have to be under the guidance, we have to hear, we have to ask questions, we have to understand how they are able to do what they are doing in practice. You have to understand, we have to learn. This is science. This is not so easy. We can understand by simply reading the book. You can't understand these things. That is, sadhu has to be there in our life. Then only we can understand these things. We can put proper practice. Mm, then we can be happy. Otherwise, it becomes impossible. Which carry him away like the waves of the ocean. He cannot understand the process of devotion service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mental speculation based on our experience of the variegated creation of the Lord's illusion energy are incapable of bringing us to perfect knowledge. So that's why we have to be correct all this speculation. One must give up the materialistic association and make company with pure devotees of the Lord, those who are engaged 24 hours, because they are fire. When you associate with fire, naturally, all the dirtiness we have, everything will go away. If we don't associate, it cannot go away. Whatever thoughts we think we know, but all the thoughts, bad thoughts, impure thoughts, all those cannot go away. It's not possible. So that's why we have to be constantly in the association of these sadhus. We are executing day in, day out. They are running to please their Guru and Sri Prabhupada. So then naturally we will also get some taste in everything. Otherwise, it's not possible. So, so that's why we have to regularly hear from spiritual masters, Prabhupada, and we have to try to note it down and try to do those things. That is what actually the sincere disciple means. Sincere disciple is trying to hear, making the note, and following what is being instructed, what is being expected of us to do. This is first class. And second class. Second, we are being instructed. That means at least we should do that is second class. We have been already been told, then we continue to do without again Guru's instruction. That is first class. We know already what Guru wants us to do. Then that is first class. But he has to repeatedly tell, then do it. Then is second class. If we repeatedly telling, still we are not. That is third class. And then we do the opposite, give pain to Guru. That's even fourth class and fifth class. So these are things we have to fix. One should cultivate association with those who are advanced than oneself. This is the main point of the verse is this. Advanced than oneself in devotion. So that's what we have to take. When the senior devotees are coming, senior sadhus are coming, they are widely, vigorously preaching, we have to take their association more and more and more. One's advancement can be measured by one's detachment from sense gratification and his ability to distribute Krishna consciousness to others. In this connection, Sri Narottam, the famous statement, Chadiya Vaishnavas and Nistara Paichakeva, who can attain salvation if he gives up the service of Vaishnavas? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said the same thing. They're all repeating the same thing. Krishna Seva, Krishna Aradhan, Krishna Nam, Vaishnava Seva. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that repeatedly. By serving the lotus feet of pure devotees, one is immediately enlightened with spiritual knowledge. All the so-called pleasures of the material world, culminating in many varieties of sexual fantasy, impersonal visions of oneself as God, becomes useless to one who has achieved the mercy of lotus feet of pure devotee. The entire material creation is compared to the insignificant bubble in the ocean. The material universe rests on the spiritual potency of the Lord, called Brahma Jyoti, just as an insignificant bubble rests on the potency of the unlimited ocean. By serving the lotus feet of pure devotee, one can enter the ocean of eternal happiness and experience his constitutional position of servant of Krishna. The mercy of the Vaishnavas is unlimited, and one who has tasted that mercy becomes mad after the lotus feet of Krishna. So then we can do day in, day out. Every day we can do without fail. If we have received the enough mercy from the Vaishnavas. If we are not, then we won't be able to do it. We can try, we can desire, we can plan, but we won't be able to execute as per that. Not possible. So that's why we need lots of mercy from the Vaishnavas. Practically, not simply touching the feet and Prabhu, give me mercy. No, it is not so cheap. One has to follow the instructions and suggestions by the Vaishnava, then you can get the real mercy. Simply going behind and doing nothing, not following any instruction, you can't get the mercy. Lord is expert. You can't cheat the Lord. You can cheat sadhu, maybe, but you can't cheat the Lord. Lord is watching everything, with what consciousness the person is doing. He knows. Bhava Grahi Janardana. So that accordingly only he gives mercy. Accordingly only he'll inspire the sadhus and guru to give the mercy. Yes. Paramatma is watching everything. So that the mercy of the Vaishnavas is substantial and as powerful as Krishna himself. That's why that verse is there, Chaitanya Bhagavat. Siddhir Vaneti Achyuta Sevaya. But as there is no guarantee. We don't know. If we serve directly the Lord, we don't know what is going to happen. But there is guarantee. Nissamsayat. That Achyuta, what word is used? Forgetting that line. If you serve the devotees of the Lord, guaranteed. Konte Pradyan Name Bhakta Panasati. Again and again. So again and again, Lord is describing. Glories are unlimited. We were reading yesterday, I read from Chaitanya Bhagavat. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling Sachi Mata what the glories of pure devotion service. He's telling that not a Yamaraj cannot touch, time factor cannot touch. Even though the sadhu is in the womb of a mother, nothing can touch him. Nothing can touch him. But he has to be aligned with Guru and Sadhu. Then only this can happen. Because Lord is protecting Govinda Parirambita. In the case of Sudama Vipra, this has been told. In the case of Pandavas, it has been told. In the case of Madhavendra Puri, it has been told. Govinda Parirambita means, in the case of Gopis, it has been told Govinda Parirambita. That means they are not trying to maintain themselves when I will eat, when I will sleep. They are not trying to maintain, but the Lord is maintaining them. Govinda Parirambita, because they are executing on behalf of the Lord, on behalf of their Guru, they are executing day in, day out. So naturally, he's been maintained by the Lord. He's under the guidance. Nobody can check him. As much as Lord Jagannath told, this is not your area to do anything. Amraj, you have no jurisdiction here, Jagannath Puri. So it is like that. Anybody who comes, takes full shelter of the Lord, then there is nothing can harm them. They are completely under the shelter and protection of the Lord and the Sadhu and Guru. So that's why we have to follow what is being told here. With advanced devotees, we have to take more so association and learn the intricacies, serve them, and ask the questions submissively. At the same level of devotees, you make friendship, and those who are juniors or beginners, then you compassionately explain them, give them mercy, give them prasadam, ask them what they want, engage them. So, in this way, one has to engage. That is what this verse is telling. This has been told repeatedly in different places throughout Srimad Bhagavatam. Pretty much in each canto is mentioned differently by the different spiritual masters explaining. So this is the main point. We'll stop here already. Time is up. Vrindra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you for patience. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Krishna Prabhu. I would like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead. And we'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Nrsingo, Jai Nrsingo, Praladesha, Jaya Padmamukha Padmabringam. Ugraveera Mahavishnu Jalantam Sarvatomukam Nrshingam Bhisham Badram Mityam Namamiyam. Nrsinga Bhagwan ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. Let's offer our humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas, Vancha Kalpatarubhayascha, Kripa Sindhu Bhayavacha, Patitanam Pavane Bhayo, Vaishnavebhyo Nama Namaha, Vaishnavinda ki jai.
Jai.
ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय,
Thank you.
गौर प्रेमानंदे,
Hare
हरि
Krishna.
हरि हरि हरि।
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Krishna.
Thank
Thank you, Krishna.
you.
Hare Krishna.